For the next 20 minutes, I will be talking a lot. If you don't understand what I'm talking about, please ask. It's your tour. We are starting over there. Walking through it. In the DASA, we try to show what problems people discovered while working. What did they do to solve these problems? And how can we build better workplaces in the future without, or at least with less problems? Some things start very simple. I really like your haircut. I hate long hair. You just wait to get stuck in some of our machines. If you're lucky, you will just get scalped. People can live without skin on their head. But if your lanyards get stuck, you will all get weird breathing problems. So what would we do to prevent? For example, Spider-Man would be properly dressed to never get stuck anywhere. I don't want to dress in a leopard suit. We don't want people to adopt to the machine. We think it would be much better if workplaces would be built for people. We are going to start with a historical department, where people needed to adapt to the machine, and then hopefully there will be some time left for some more modern workplaces. Please follow me over here. You are lucky and only have 20 minutes, so there's not sufficient time for this wall. Oh. On this wall there's a small number of chemicals. A real small number. If you ever watch German TV, you will realize when the advertisements for medical drugs, there's a sentence, für Risiken oder Nebenwirkungen lesen Sie die Packungsbeilage, fragen Sie Ihren Arzt, Apotheker. When talking about drugs, there will be some problems with them, and these have been checked before, should be checked, before a medical drug is used. Let's take something very simple instead. Just take your hair. I guess it hasn't grown like that. Did you cut it yourself? Has anybody of you ever bleached his hair to get more blonde yourself?
Yeah.
Did you notice something?
Yeah.
What did you notice?
It became lighter.
Of course, but even before, if you just open the packet, it stinks. Chemically trained persons will recognize ammonia. Those that don't know ammonia, cat's piss is chemically pretty much the same thing. And people put it in their hair to look pretty. In Germany we have a saying, wer schön sein will, muss leiden. Who wants to be pretty must suffer. Now imagine you're standing there for the whole of the day and trying to paint hair or something like that. You won't be able to use it, to even buy it. There will be gloves together with the color if you buy hair color. Now imagine you're stuck in a rubber glove for the whole of the day. You start to sweat. The sweat trickles down, but it doesn't stay there. The sweat moves up along the whole skin inside the rubber glove. What happens to wet skin? Ever fallen asleep in a bathtub? What happens?
It comes off.
The skin gets wrinkled, and this wrinkled skin actually isn't able to hold anything anymore. Sooner or later, the glove that you wore for protecting your skin will be damaged by the glove. Whatever you do, you will be doing something wrong. Sometimes we can only choose for the lesser evil. To know what the lesser evil is, somebody needs to try all of that. Any group of baboons has understood that. If a pack of baboons notices something they haven't seen before, they take the youngest male and push it to the new thing. If he doesn't get bitten, he needs to bite it himself. If he doesn't get killed, the main baboon will see if there's something that even might be tasty. Rats are even more intelligent. Rats will wait for 24 hours before a second rat tries what the guinea pig tried. Humans will always touch the furnace before they will believe that it's hot. If nobody uses a whale on the staircase, just put a wet paint sign on it, and anybody will touch it. Please follow me. Here we are in our printing office. When there's sufficient time, for example, with a group of children, it's rather easy for 10, 15 children. We can take them and make them print their own names. If there are no children for the day, we are using pictures. Now I need a volunteer. Thanks for volunteering. Why did I choose you? You're rather wearing dark clothes, so if ink gets stuck, it won't look too bad on you.
I'm glad you've made a sensible decision.
Right, sir. Please follow me over here. The best place to film would be over there. And please don't step over the red line. Stay out of danger zones. I hate writing accident reports in the Federal Occupational Safety and Health Institution. Oh, we have a problem. There's not sufficient ink on it. You are lucky. You don't need to print. Okay, let's try something different. Please follow me over here.
Away with this here.
Oh, they already prepared anything for Monday. When we are going over here. One of the bad things of walking through the DASA in the evening, you're missing a lot of things. One thing, you're missing my colleagues. In every department, there's at least one colleague who is trained in that special job. Grow up in that, and you can try a lot of more things with them. The other thing, after 5 in the afternoon, there's no more electricity for most of our things. For example, in the daytime, this notebook is running. It's the biggest notebook in the world. We got it to the Guinness Book of Records. And the nice thing is they didn't even realize that the keyboard doesn't work. We showed them some films. For one film you might have seen before on YouTube or somewhere, it's called Bad Day. Someone is sitting in a classical North American cubicle office, stares at the screen, and suddenly he takes his keyboard and smashes the monitor. And if you look closely, you will realize the keyboard wasn't even plugged in. First thing, if something doesn't work like you wanted to do, check. Is anything plugged in? Is there sufficient energy? Did you turn it on? But the biggest problem is people don't read the fucking manual. You get your new smartphone, put it out, touch anything, open any flaps there might be, but reading the manual, who cares? Because nobody did ever read the manual, now it's no longer printed anymore, you need to find a PDF somewhere, which even less people do. Some things would be much easier if a machine would just have an on and off button, and even that's too complicated for some persons. We have more complicated machines. Of course, they're not running at this time of the day. For example, here. This is a simulation of the Dortmund airport and the tower of the airport. A possibility there is to play air traffic controller and realize how hard it is to handle certain things. Dortmund is a rather small airport. We have line and charter traffic, but there's a number of small general aviation on the airport. The lines, the charter planes, their pilots are making plans and give these plans to the air traffic controllers before. But general aviations, the weather gets worse and suddenly you get a radio call, I need to get down as soon as possible. And suddenly the air controller is really in trouble because he needs to organize things he didn't even have on his screen before. Next to the tower, we have the same software in a different surrounding. This is the cockpit of an Airbus A320, a classical machine for mid-ranges to the Mediterranean or things like that. And 50% of the time you will be flying in an Airbus, the other 50% you will probably be sitting in a Boeing. Both are using completely different philosophies. Boeing is an American company, and in a way they have a cowboy mentality. If you really want to, you can cut down all of the computers and try to fly a 747 just by yourself. Airbus has a completely different philosophy. In a short version, humans are idiots. And so there will always be a computer trying to be in control. Both philosophies have advantages, both has disadvantages. But you can't never really know which will be the proper one until a certain thing happens. Behind you, there's a number of typewriters. Over here is a replica, you can't pay a real one, of the first typewriter ever. This is a machine that works upside down. The paper is on top, you print it from downside, and after you printed anything, you can lift it up and look if you did it right. If you failed, start again. 10 years later, the typewriter is reinvented by Scholes and Glidden, two engineers working for the Remington company. What is Remington producing? Nobody got an idea?
Rifles.
That's the American answer. Rifles and revolvers. Americans are often users of weapons. In Europe, you will usually hear something from razors or scissors or something like that. We don't have the weapons part of Remington available. We still have a lot of steel from that. But actually, it's the revolver that put the idea. In a revolver, you will turn the next round to the barrel, and the new design typewriter uses the same drum to turn the paper. So if you did something wrong, anything you need to do is just turn it back and everything's fine. This is such a good idea that pretty much anybody that did typewriters went for the Remington ideas. Either copied them completely shameless or even bought the patent. Both things were possible. So since 150 years, pretty much any typewriter in the world looks more or less the same, including the keyboard. We are usually starting on the first level of letters. So here we have Q, W, E, R, T, and now we have a Y. This is made for the English-speaking market. If you're in Germany and try a public keyboard, you will realize something. We did it in a slightly different way. Where an Englishman would expect the Y, this is that. Why? Rather simple. In the middle of the keyboard, you can use your strong fingers to push short levers. On the outside, you only have small fingers, but big levers to reach the sides of the printer. And so it's the smartest thing if you take those letters you need more often, put them in the middle. In Germany, we can forget about the Y. It just happens in a number of words taken from Greeks. In the English language, days and whatever needs a Y, a lot more than in Germany, so the Y was placed in the middle. Now imagine you're in the United States and you realize a tablet just costs half of what you're paying in Germany for the same thing. So as a German, you will buy one, then you get it back, and in Frankfurt Airport, the guys from the customs office ask you to run that tablet. And suddenly they take the money that you've saved while in the United States as extra custom fees. Because the keyboard, which is no actual keyboard anymore, which is completely virtual, is still suffering from an idea that was developed 140 years ago for a reason that no longer exists. And that happens all of the time. You're watching people work, ask them, why are you doing it like that? We always did it like that. This can be quite a nasty surprise if things are always done like they used to be. On the other hand, there's a lot of safety in doing things like you know you can do them. It's safer to run a process that has been proven before, even if there might be other smarter solutions. If you're able to run it by heart, it will even work in the dark or when you're already tired of things like that. Routine is helpful, but having too much routine will cause new problems too, because you're feeling too safe. We're moving on again.
Deze man wil geen discussie. Accepteer.
Probably have seen this site before when you passed around. I'm not sure if you understood it. In Germany, a typical building site must have a sign, entering of the building site is forbidden. We ask people to get out. Please get out with me.
Ja.
When my colleagues are here at daytime, you might have the chance to work with one of the excavators. But be aware, those are highly addictive. Most visitors we allow to use the excavator return with a smile that says, yes, next weekend, my God. Actually, I'm not that interested in elevators. What I really like are jackhammers. And I've got a number of interesting jackhammers over there. If I would start these, the rest of the guys would be rather unhappy because it's impossible to talk while I'm running jackhammers. So we are going to do that in a kind of simulation drill. Please lift up your left arm. And now move. Shake your left arm for some 30 seconds. I said shake, not wave. Move it! This looks completely ridiculous, but our surveillance cameras will be shut off after 24 hours. Okay, this should do. Now if you compare your left and the right arm, you will see a certain noble pace. What has happened? You are no longer able to get blood into your hand. And now imagine you're running a jackhammer, or you're driving a Harley for the weekend, or working with a dentist drill or whatever. The heart has no chance to get the blood into the thing. Your area is a coal mining area, or rather was. And so our miners had a big problem with white finger disease. German miners had special hospitals, the Knappschafts. We still have miners' hospitals. What we're pretty much lacking is there are no miners anymore. So we could think that white finger disease should no longer be a problem. Actually, it even got worse. Oh, you're going to start from this side.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, that's the type of it. Okay, thanks. That's exactly what I needed to see. She's new school. I'm old school. If I'm using a phone, I'm using my digit finger. She used her thumb. And if you look at it, the average younger person will probably not even use one thumb, but both thumbs will be running over the smartphone or the tablet. And even without looking, they will make less mistakes than I do while typing and looking. If you grow up with something, you will handle it much more professionally. That's a bad thing. You get too used to something, you start to don't see the forest for the trees anymore. There will be new bad habits. At first I considered it a joke, but it wasn't. Nintendo thumb is a recognized disease in the European Union. And then we talked with the guys from the OSHA, the North American Occupational Safety and Health Agency, and they said, you're idiots. Why did you call it Nintendo Fun? Nintendo is a toy. In the United States, it's BlackBerry symbol. If the boss realizes, hey, this might be happening to me too, there will be complete other awareness for the problem than if it's just something that might happen to children. Okay, we have been running for 20 minutes, so it's time to deliver you at the lunch. Please follow me over here.
Oh, dat is wel leuk.
I once had a Japanese government group that told me before they want to see everything. Okay. I started at 9 o'clock in the morning. I stopped at 5. I'm no monster. I even gave them half an hour of lunch break. But after 2 o'clock, nobody listened anymore. Sometimes you will realize you're just stuck. You need to relax and try to store the information away, organize or whatever. It's impossible to listen for too long, but 20 minutes, that's way too long. I hope I got you somehow hooked that you use some of the following days to look around for some things that might be interesting to you too. But we are just the showcase for the Federal Occupational Safety and Health Exhibition. We're one of the biggest agencies in the European Union, so if you have any questions considering occupational safety, occupational health, we might be the place you might contact. Easiest over the internet nowadays, www.BAuA.de, and then try to follow and find more information. Any questions right now? No questions?
Bravo!